So to start with a basic question, like is entrepreneurship for everybody?
Every human being born is born creative with ideas. Create awareness about opportunities available for student entrepreneurs.
So there are certain ideas which do work well, and
There has to be a belief, a self-belief in that idea.
how to handle failures and tough times.
Right? It's a very, very difficult question to answer because one is probably going the government route, grant. One is going the investor route, start connecting to potential investors. There are a lot of student entrepreneurs who are applying for these funds and they're getting through also.
Like when it is giving profits, why would anybody want to sell it off?
People, I would say, I mean, if you ask me, I'm more of a emotional entrepreneur. And there is another who is a financial entrepreneur.
Welcome to the second episode of Catalyst Talks by OBS, titled The Entrepreneur's Playbook: Real Stories and Startup Strategies. In today's episode, we explore what it truly means to be an entrepreneur, from knowing whether it's the right path for you to testing if the idea is worth pursuing. We will also take a closer look at real life experiences, lessons from the failure, staying motivated during tough times, how to deal with the investors, managing finances, and starting from the scratch. Today, we are joined by Mr. S Srinivas, who is a distinguished educationist, mediapreneur, producer, and an actor with 25 years of experience in media and entertainment industry. As the director of Arena Animation Centers in Bangalore and CEO of Vedatma Animation Studios, he has mentored more than 20,000 students worldwide. He has also played a key role in Karnataka's ABGC sector as former secretary of ABAI, and he currently serves as co-chair of Bangalore GAFX, Asia's largest annual ABGC event. Welcome, sir. Thank you for taking out the time for us, and we are so glad to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And it gives me great pleasure to be a part of this podcast series. And I would be excited to share my experiences and the journey as we go along.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So to start with a basic question, like is entrepreneurship for everybody, or like how would anyone know if it's their cup of tea or not?
See, every human being born is born creative with ideas. So it's about how they develop themselves over the way. I think everybody has the capacity to be an entrepreneur, to think on their own, to do things on their own. It is a question of discovering themselves. And there will be a right time for everything. And I think if you have the idea, it all starts with an idea. Idea is the seed. So if you have the right idea and you have the vision to make it big on your own, I think I feel that anybody can be an entrepreneur, provided he has the basic qualities that is required. Being inquisitive about things, having ideas, having a vision, having the confidence in yourself, the conviction about the idea that he has. I think it's not easy, but it is. I definitely feel that if everybody can aspire to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Like as you said, it all starts with an idea.
Yes.
So there are certain ideas which do work well, and there are few of the ideas which do not work well. So how would anybody know that the idea is truly viable or it is just exciting, which may or may not work in the later?
Yeah, the main thing is that there has to be a belief, a self-belief in that idea. I mean, you know that when it is right. At the same time, not every idea works also.
Yeah.
So entrepreneurship is all about trying, testing kind of a formula where might be that, and I also would have done 10 different things. All 10 would not have worked, but probably 3 or 4 has worked very big time. It comes with a share of challenges, but you will know when you get that right idea. And once you get that idea, then you need to have that innovation about how to implement that idea. So how you sow the seed. Idea is the seed, and innovation is how you sow the seed and how it grows over the years. The product or the service has to be really innovative, and it should address a need of the society. If it addresses a need of the society, if it answers that need, it is more likely to succeed than an
Okay.
idea which doesn't cater to the need of a society.
Okay.
So it has to be aspirational.
Okay.
The idea has also to be aspirational.
Okay. Like as you said, like few of the ideas they do work and few do not. Then how to handle failures and how to stay motivated during tough times.
Right. It's a very, very difficult question to answer because different people have different approach to success and failure. People who are successful, many people don't know how to handle success. People who have failures, many people don't know how to handle failures. So it all comes with life experiences. See, in our times, we didn't have anything to refer to. We learnt it the hard way. We fell and we ourselves got up. There was nobody to give hand to us and lift us up. So we learnt it on our way by the struggles that we went through, and we learnt from our mistakes, corrected them, and moved ahead. Now there are so many avenues, so many opportunities, so many platforms, and with the advent of AI, there are so many things that are available through which they can get information. A proper R&D is very, very important before you get into any kind of a product or a service. If you're becoming an entrepreneur, an R&D has to be done on what you want to do, whether there is market for that, where there is need for that, what are the target segments available for that, who is your target group, how successful will it be, in what kind of markets. All those things you have to research before getting into it. And failure is something which might happen also. But if you start with something thinking about the failure, then it becomes very difficult. You have to be very positive. So, an entrepreneur, the first foremost quality that an entrepreneur or a startup should have is it should be very confident, and you should always think positive. I think positive thinking is the most important attribute for being an entrepreneur. And apart from the positive attribute, he has to be a good observer, good listener, good orator, and you should have self-belief and self-belief. I think these qualities and discipline, financial discipline. I think these qualities will define about how good you can become as an entrepreneur.
Okay. So, like every journey starts from challenges. You also would have had challenges. Just now we had one workshop on it where you were sharing. Yeah. So, can you share any of your stories, failure stories, which, from which you have learned lessons?
Oh, there are many. There are many. As I told you that, I became an entrepreneur in the mid-90s.
Okay.
And at the beginning of my career, just fresh out of college. So I've had more number of challenges and learnings from whatever mistakes I've done. And as I told you, learned it on the way, tried to correct it, tried not to repeat it again, and moved ahead with life.
Okay.
There are many, in fact, right from launching by watching a movie. If I got an idea about starting something related to education in animation, by watching a movie called Jurassic Park in the mid-90s, starting from there to wanting to create Canada's first OTT original film, which ultimately became a reality in 2019 recently, and to on the way launching so many businesses and products or services, some of which have worked, some of which have not worked. One thing is that I never lost the confidence.
Okay.
Even though some things didn't work, I still went on. Okay, fine. If this doesn't work, then something else will work. Because one thing was clear in my mind, that I would always be on my own from the beginning, and I will always be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
An entrepreneur never stops thinking. Ideas never stop coming. An entrepreneur doesn't ever retire. So it has to be that you have to be constantly on the move, constantly observing a lot of things, looking at what works, what doesn't work, where my investment will work, which sector is doing well, and take that kind of a decision to get into it. So challenges were many. I can't particularly single out any challenge, because from the first IP that we created from starting animation and visual effects education in the country to the most recent IP of feature films and OTT films and so many other medical technology related startup and more recently to become a part of a comic and anime studio kind of a startup, which is very good and very positive, where we're trying to bring culturally rooted stories in a global format, where people all over the world can sit and watch content from India, content from our Indian culture, but prepared for the global audience. So, right from that 30 years back till now, everything that I've tried to do is innovative in my sense. But it's always not about you also. It's also about that segment has to accept it. So sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time it works if you have the conviction and the attitude towards it. So that's about it. So there have been many successes and many failures also. But it's been otherwise a decent journey.
Sir, you were just saying in the workshop about the Netflix streaming. I mean, the Kannada movies getting streamed in the Netflix.
Yep.
So, would you like to share the same here?
Yeah, I mean, like generally that at a time when Kannada movies were not there on Netflix, we tried to do something by trying to promote Kannada movies and started pushing Kannada movies into the Netflix viewing schedule. And as a result of it, probably close to a dozen Kannada movies went on Netflix. That was a good initiative. That's one of the good things that we have done. So probably it rates in one of the achievements. Probably from starting an animation and visual effects training way back in the mid-90s to streaming the Kannada OTT original, first Kannada OTT original, to getting into medical technology startups, trying to build devices, helping people with mobility disorder to be able to be independent. To more recently trying to get into the comic space, which is again though comics, we all grew up on comics, but somewhere down the line, because of technology and media available on handheld devices, the joy of reading, the joy of experiencing the flip of the pages while reading a book was lost somewhere. So we're trying to get back comics into the main fold, and comics are doing really well. So now we have got into the comic space now. And anime space, which is quite popular among the segment, the younger segment. So we are coming up with comics in next month, and then animated series related to that. That's also a new initiative. So we're always on the lookout for something new and innovative in the market, and that's where a successful entrepreneur becomes more active and more popular by investing in newer IPs, newer concepts, and I think probably the struggles, the mistakes over the years has given the right kind of education to me and many people like me who didn't have many options way back then. But over the years, we have learned it from our mistakes. So I think now we're in a better position to identify which works and which doesn't work.
But then for which research is much required, right? Because there are many
even now research is required. Even I would not say that I'm perfect. Even now, anything that we get into or I get into goes into it. A lot of research goes into it. And without analyzing the market, you should never enter the market. Unless and until, because older days are fine. You didn't have to lose anything. You didn't know what to do. You got into it, and somehow with God's grace, it clicked. But now with the kind of market available, the kind of competition, the kind of exposure people have, it has to be really good. It has to be almost close to perfect before you want to do something on your own. But we've got many more opportunities also now. Lots more opportunities for entrepreneurs to get into the market.
So how should startups pitch for the investors?
So it's a process. It's a process. See, it all begins with an idea. And once you have an idea, then you have to develop on that idea. Then you have to build something called the proof of concept, which is required for any kind of grant or funding, especially if you're looking at a government grant or a government fund. Proof of concept is very much required. And once it is kind of confirmed, then you require something called as the go-to market, where you carry the product or the service to various national and international markets, apart from putting it on digital streams and trying to market it, which attracts the investors. And once some investor expresses his interest, which you call it as EOI, expression of interest on your IP or whatever you have created, then you'll have to prepare a pitch deck. That pitch deck should have your idea, the concept, the complete breakdown about it, what revenue it is going to generate over the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, what the valuation right now, what is the valuation, what's its evaluation pre-revenue stage, what's the valuation, once you start getting revenues 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, what is the exit plan in place. Everything needs to be put on that pitch deck. And it's like, and then you have to approach the investors. I mean, there's so many angel investors, seed funds, government grants, government funds available, where you need to pitch it to the jury or to the investors, and if they like it, they pick it up. I mean, like, we have seen so many success stories in the recent past that people have invested in a lot of concepts which are new. So people are on lookout for something new, because that is the order of the day. Anything out of the box, any concept, especially in the food sector, there's a food and the hospitality sector, there's so many investments happening. Similarly, in the medical sector, there are so many investments happening. In fact, I believe that the majority of the investors in medical sector are based out of Bangalore only. So there's so many like that. I mean, like, even the media entertainment sector also, there are a lot of things happening. The apps coming out, the games coming out. A lot of funding is happening in the gaming industry also, because games are the most, in a day, roughly around 40 crore people in the country play games on a daily basis. So it's a huge market. So naturally, you require that much of content, that much of games to be created, that much gaming studios are there. So the penetration is high. So like that, the investors are on lookout for ideas that can give them that kind of leverage, that kind of high income or high generation or high promise, the concepts which have high promise. So something related to that, if people come out with it, it's likely to be taken up by investors more likely than the others. So there's so many like that. I mean, like, the proof of concept has to be strong, the pitch deck has to be strong, and the conviction and the confidence of the person who's pitching to the investor is to be really strong. He has to be very confident about it. If he has doubt, then it will not work. The person who is pitching to the investor, it is his concept, his brain, it's his baby. So he or she should be really confident about what they're pitching. And if they have conviction in that, it's very, very likely to be picked up by any investor.
Okay, so you being an investor also analyze any idea or any entrepreneur in the same way, or you have a different way of
every
choosing?
Investor has a different way of analyzing things. At the end of the day, it is all about money. The routes might be different. At the end of the day, every investor will see that if I'm putting this much of money in this company at this stage, what is the exit plan? How much will the valuation be after 3 years or 5 years? What will be my take home if I exit from that after a few years? So generally, it is about that. The approach might be different. Some might be, depends on the verticals. Some investors might only look at particular kind of, say, beauty products or food products or something like that. Some might only look into pharmacy or medical type of startups. Some might look into app-based startups. Some might look into media-based startups. So depends on their interest and their confidence in investing money into that kind of an idea. So, but approaches might be different from everybody. But the end result is the same. Everybody looks at what they will gain by the end of this many years if I put into this concept. The approach might be different. See, some might get convinced easily. Some might take time to get convinced. some might negotiate with the percentage that they want. Probably what the person who is looking for investments pitches might not be convenient for the investor. He might negotiate with the stake that he wants to have.
Okay.
So those things happen. The approaches might be different, but the end result is the same. And the output that they expect is the same. That it should become big, they should earn money out of it. And one fine day, if they exit, they should make good amount from that.
Okay. Sir, in the recent times, we have seen there are entrepreneurs or startup companies who who grow it to a certain level and then sell it off. So, what is the concept and why is it happening? So,
That's the easiest way of
like making money.
kind of, not I would say easiest in the sense it's definitely difficult. It is not easy to grow a brand to a level where the valuation will be high and you will have to move out of it.
Like when it is giving profits, why would anybody want to sell it off?
See, generally they will not sell off completely.
Okay.
The different cases might have different outputs, but they will not. They will have a small share in it, and they will not. They can't also, so they will not sell it completely. Again, there are two kinds of people, I would say. I mean, if you ask me, I'm more of a emotional entrepreneur.
Okay.
That if I create something, I want to be a part of it till the end. I don't want to leave it.
Okay.
And there is another who is a financial entrepreneur who wants to, a business or a commercial entrepreneur who creates brands only to sell. Who's not emotionally attached to anything that he creates. He just creates brands, builds it to a level, sells it and moves out and creates another brand. So those are one kind of entrepreneurs.
Yeah, like why do they do so? It's
the way of business. I mean, like, you create a brand, you make it successful, and then you look at the exit point. I mean, like, what we can, because the valuation will be at that stage where they would probably, I don't know, in some cases they might also earn 100 times, 200 times also, which makes sense, because if they don't want to continue doing it the rest of their life and they want to create something else.
Okay.
So it gives them the space and time to, and the money to probably exit this and start something else and pursue their passions. And there are some people like us who are emotional, who stick on to what they create and want to be there till the end and don't want to exit. So it's like there are different kind of people are there, different kind of entrepreneurs, investors are there. But I would say everything is right, everything is fair. Depends on their idea about what they want to do in life. So perfectly fine.
If there is any person who wants to start up a business and he doesn't has money and no contacts, no influential contacts, he doesn't has it. So how would that person start?
This is how I was when I started.
Yeah.
So
starting from the scratch.
Yeah, that was a different stage, a different time altogether. It was mainly bootstrapped. I didn't approach anybody for external investment. It was more inside the family only. But now there are a lot of opportunities. It's like, most of the state governments or all state governments have a startup policy in place, and they give funds and grants to budding entrepreneurs. There are schemes in every state government, in fact, in the central government also. So one is probably going the government route, where you apply for the proof of concept grant, and then further you can apply for a fund also. And then there is a marketing budget available also for them to market the product once the proof of concept is ready. One is going the investor route. I mean, like, they can build that, as I told you before, build the proof of concept, have a pitch deck in place, and start connecting to potential investors.
Okay.
You can start. I mean, like, it's not that necessarily you have to know them. Just because you know them or you have contacts with them doesn't mean that they'll give you the money. So it's better to start without knowing only, as long as you have belief in your concept and the thing that you have created, product or a service. I believe that if the product or the service or the IP that they have created has the potential, automatically people will come. automatically.
Yeah. So there are many students or many people who back out just because they think that the process is long and they might not be able to.
See, that is what is
Yeah.
there. The lack of awareness is high among the youth of the country, or probably if you take the state. So we are making all efforts to uh, promote or create awareness about opportunities available for student entrepreneurs in particular. And recently, in one of the funding programs, I think since I was on the jury, there were at least about 30% of the people who pitched were students, and 100% of them got through for the grant to develop that proof of concept into a product or a service. So, in certain cases, or in most of the cases, the college also or the institution also takes an interest into it, and sometimes the IP is held by the college. In some cases, it is held by the students only. They offer it to the students. Depends on how it runs, because see, the government is also making efforts, and even the education institutions have to make efforts in uh, encouraging and uh, information, spread the information about various initiatives available for student entrepreneurs. But I think there are a lot of opportunities. It is just that the awareness, there's a lack of awareness. So I think each college or I probably should have sessions by people who are a part of the system, who are involved in the funding process or are involved in the startup development process, either from the startup development cell or from the department side or from the government side, whoever is handling. A link needs to be formed between the academic institutions and the respective government departments to ensure that student entrepreneurs get opportunity to present their ideas to the industry. So I think it's a mutual understanding, and it's a collaborative process. So it will take a while to put the system in place, but I would definitely like to tell you that it is already happening, and I'm seeing it. And there are a lot of student entrepreneurs who are applying for these funds, and they're getting through also, and they're coming out with brilliant concepts. So I think it's a matter of time. Very soon we'll have many people coming in. So that awareness has to be created. Yeah.
So lastly, I just would want to ask you, what is the suggestion or advice you give it to the young budding entrepreneurs, be it student or be it anybody else?
Yeah. No idea is silly. So if you have an idea in your head, there is a reason why that idea is come into your head. So I think believe in whatever you have, believe in whatever idea you have got in your mind, and work on it. Um, I think discipline and positive attitude and being a good listener, uh, being a good orator, being a good observer, having discipline, financial discipline, and having a clear focus on what you want to achieve in life and how you want to achieve it with the right product and service that you have got into or got the idea into. I think you are the future of the country, and India is supposed to be, uh, particularly India and in particular Karnataka, is the startup hub of the country. With more than, I think more than half of the unicorns are from Karnataka. So I think Karnataka is rated very high as the startup community hub, the state with the largest startup community hub. So I think we're in the right state. If you're specifically talking about the state, otherwise as in the country also, it is very high on the startup culture. But it should also not to be, you should not be overboard, because everybody talks about startups today. Everybody talks about being entrepreneur today. Uh, it is good to have that feeling. It is good to have that vision, but you also have to have certain qualities in you to be able to be on your own. And I think you are the best person to judge yourself. We cannot judge your strengths and weaknesses. If you feel that you have it in you, and if you are convinced about the idea and have a very positive approach to what you are creating, then go for it. And I ensure you that you will not fail. So I think that's about it. I think.
Yeah. And their risk-taking ability also plays in.
Absolutely. I mean, like, you should have that ability of not being afraid to fail. And you should have that conviction, and you should be highly confident about yourself and what you have created or wanting to create. It's a fun ride. Being entrepreneur is fun.
Yeah.
At the same time, it is very challenging. And if you're able to face it, you will win. That's for sure. But you should be ready for anything.
Yeah.
But if you have that belief, go for it.
Okay.
And I'm sure it will not disappoint you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is today's episode of Catalyst Talks by OBS on the Entrepreneur's Playbook. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode with more powerful perspectives.